gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Chop It Up alongside the shooter, Jimmy Acevedo. I am Eddie Castro. This is our 10th episode. We're doing big things over here. Just two dirtbags talking about sports.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Jimmy,
sir.
what we got lined up? We got NBA playoffs lined up.
We got them
My
here.
favorite time of the year.
We finally got them here. We're going to be breaking down each matchup from 1 to the 8th seed on each conference. We're going to talk about the Aaron Hernandez trial today. And what went down yesterday in the trial. Unfortunate circumstances, man. Such great talent go to waste, you know? It's a damn shame. And basically, let's just start it off with the Aaron Hernandez trial, man. How do you feel about how that went down? Were you surprised with the verdict? Were you surprised with the decision?
They had all the evidence right then and there. They had over 100 pieces of evidence indicating that he was indeed involved and he was the actual culprit of the murder of Odin Lloyd. And it's just unfortunate. Aaron Hernandez was such a great talent. Yes, you know, we all know that he had some documented problems back in his stages in Florida, but he was just a sight to see for the Patriots. And it's unfortunate because he just signed a contract extension with the team. I think it was about $40 million.
$40 million
around that range. So, you know, it's unfortunate that somebody of his caliber and his talent won't be playing any football no time soon.
Never. It's also, you know, it's a real damn shame because as a culture, as a heritage, being a Hispanic, we don't have football play. We don't have stars out there, you know? And he was one of very few, you know, to represent for the Latin culture. It's just a damn shame, man, about the whole situation, man. Shout out to the Lloyd family, man. I mean, hopefully this brought some sort of closing to you guys, you know. My condolences, and I don't know what to say about this topic, but it's just a damn shame about such a young talent, man. Such a young talent just to go to waste on stupid stuff. This goes back to be careful who you hang around. When you make it, you can't always hang with the same people that you always hung with before you made it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they could bring you down. The lifestyle you lived back then, when you make it, you can't bring that same wild lifestyle when you make it on that scale, because you're on another scale. You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
With social media out there, you're not going to hide. Nothing's going to be hidden. Everything you do is going to be put out there, you know? You fought too loud. It's a damn problem. You got it on Twitter. You know, you can't hide much, man. And for all the youngsters out there, man, is growing up in the hood, there's nothing wrong, don't get me wrong. But you got to be careful who you hang around with and who you surround yourself with once you make it. Because at the end of the day, once you make it, you're on a whole different scale than you were before. You know?
Absolutely.
You're on a global platform, man. And you know, he didn't want to let go, I guess, of his past. And as you can see, they got pictures when he was in Miami with a gun, like when he was playing for the Hurricanes.
Right.
And like, didn't let go of that life, man. It's a damn shame. Such a talent, man.
Indeed, it is unfortunate, as Jimmy reiterated. You know, us being of Latin descent, we don't have that core sports figure like we usually do
in football.
It's been in football,
yeah,
in football. And you just have, there's kids that were out there. I've seen a whole bunch of kids around. I had a couple of minutes to actually look at the trial and see the outside, and just so many fans and so many kids with his jersey. And, kids look up to him. As a parent, and your kid's looking up to Aaron Hernandez as a youngster. I mean, as a parent, what do you tell your kids? How do you explain it? You know, I mean, when you're a professional ball player, you have to conduct yourself in a professional manner. You know, I mean, you can only slice and dice it.
You're on a different platform.
You know, that's it.
You know,
you carry yourself in a higher standard. People look up to you, and you have to be responsible for what for what you do.
And you got an organization paying you millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
To represent their organization.
He just signed a contract.
It's just I mean, be careful who you surround yourself with.
Exactly.
You know, and youngsters out there whose dream is to make it. Listen, you can't bring that gang and banging once you make it to a professional level, man, because you're on a whole different platform. You're getting paid millions of dollars. You know, you could have your family relaxing for the rest of their life. You could have your kids, your grandchildren relaxing for the rest of their life, because your talent. And you just do what Aaron Hernandez did and just waste it. I'm pretty sure it was I just don't know, man. I mean, hey, like I said, condolences, best wishes to the Odin Lloyd family, man. I hope this brings some sort of closure to you guys. And yeah, man, that's it on that topic. On a brighter note, man, let's pick the show back up and the playoffs. NBA playoffs, baby. NBA playoffs, we're back. They're back. And I can't wait till this weekend. We have a boatload of games, man.
It has definitely
boatload of games.
A lackadaisical type of playoff scenario.
And
around this time this year,
his Nets made it.
Yes, we did. We were at the Barclays Center.
Yeah, we were.
On Wednesday night. The place was explosive.
It was rocking. It was rocking.
Bogdanovich. Shout out to Bogdanovich. He did his thing. 28 points.
Oh, he exploded.
And, you know, this tells you when the Nets are on all cylinders. And, I mean, they didn't play that well in the first half. We were there. They didn't play that well in the first half. But when they're clicking on all cylinders, they could be a quite dangerous team going into the playoffs.
Anyway, let's kick off the number 1 seed versus the number 8 seed in the Eastern Conference, which is the Atlanta Hawks versus his Brooklyn Nets.
Well,
now, in the regular season, Hawks swept them 4-0. I believe in the playoffs it might be a little different. Not that much a game difference, because I got the Hawks taking it in 5 games.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it like this. Brooklyn is coming into the playoffs on a bit of a hot streak. They are 11-4 in their past 15 games. Since the All-Star break, they've been the 3rd highest scoring team in the league at 103.2 points per game, just behind the Clippers and Golden State. So they can put the ball in the basket. If they could, it's the defense on the defensive end, which is kind of weird when you talk about defense and you talk about a team that is run by Coach Lionel Hollins, because Lionel Hollins is a defensive type of player. Coach. So if they can execute their defense as well as score, I think I would go on a limb and say that Atlanta should be scared. I honestly think that if the Nets put it all together in perspectives and get the Darren Williams of old, which we have been seeing in the past couple of weeks, slowly but surely. Joe Johnson, I know he's been struggling with the knee tendonitis, but
Darren Williams of old?
Darren Williams?
You going to go that far?
Yes, I am going to go that far. He's averaging 17 points and 10 assists the past 11 games.
He's a role player now.
All right, but, the Nets don't have a big-time scorer. They don't have that. Neither does the Hawks.
Which tells me...
Neither does the Hawks.
But the Hawks have continuity. They work, they gel, they just mesh great together.
When we went to that game, what didn't you see?
No lack of leadership.
Okay, that could be the case, but
lack of continuity.
They meshed. They contribute together. They got the job done. Anybody and every given night can score you 20.
It took them to the fourth quarter to get the job done.
And that's where you win. That's where you win games at. Fourth quarter.
You're not gonna win. You're not gonna breeze to the playoffs.
I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep.
Nobody said it was gonna be a sweep.
I've been getting a lot of emails from our fans out there that's saying that Atlanta's just gonna run through Brooklyn. I don't think that will be the case. I think I'm not gonna go on a limb and say that the Knicks are going to win the series because I will be talking with my heart instead of my head. But I do think it's going to be a close series. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 6-7 games.
Like I said, I got going 5 games. Atlanta winning 4 games to 1. Now, let's talk about the next 1 versus 8 seed. This time, let's tilt it over to the Western Conference.
Oh, it's weird because before you get there, Indiana was actually the 1 seed around this time last year, and Atlanta was 8. This year, Atlanta's 1. And Indiana is 8, so it's been really weird.
Indiana's not even in the playoffs, brother.
Oh, excuse me. Oh boy.
What's up?
What's going on?
You alright? We okay here?
Anyway, Brooklyn got that spot.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Come on, brother. Anywho, let's go back to the Western Conference. Like I said, Golden State Warriors with a 67-15 record, best record in the NBA. Versus, the New Orleans Pelicans, who just came flourishing last week and to grab that 8th seed. And I'm gonna say Golden State in 6.
Okay, I got Golden State in 5, and I'll tell you why. It's a great run by the Pelicans. I mean, you talk about the Pelicans, you ultimately have to mention Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis can give you 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 blocks a night. He could be a walking quadruple-double, believe it or not. He's
going to be the best player in the NBA, in the world in 3 years.
3 years times.
Maybe sooner.
Yeah. He's just flourishing in a way we didn't see coming. At least right now he is.
He's a beast. Right
now he is, but this is a young team, and we got to remember, playoffs, it's a different scenario, different stage, first time jitters.
First time for Gordon?
Yes.
First time for Gordon.
So they got to be, I don't think they'll be able to handle that type of pressure, whereas Golden State, they've been there for a couple of years. They were there last year, and they're still good in their teeth from being eliminated from last year's playoffs.
I don't think they can't handle the pressure. I just think... Golden State's more...
Experience.
Yeah.
Experience.
Yeah, and, I think the Pelicans are going to thrive on this spotlight. I just think it's going to be too much for them because of the experience that Golden State has for the past few years of making playoffs.
Right.
So I got Golden State in 6. He got Golden State in 5.
Okay.
Let's go to the 2-7 matchup in the Eastern Conference, which is the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Boston Celtics. This is a no-brainer. I got Cleveland sweeping, even though the season series was 2 games apiece. But like I said, the way Cleveland is gelling right now, they wasn't gelling like this 3-4 months ago. And it's going to be too much for those Boston Celtics to handle. So I got them sweeping. Straightforward.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. I got Cleveland sweeping Boston. Boston had a great run. Isaiah Thomas seemed to be that team savior going down the stretch. Mm-hmm. But, everybody's magic ends up running during the course of the season. And in this case, they run into a brick wall in the caliber of Cleveland.
I wouldn't even call it magic with that sorry Eastern Conference.
I mean,
it's just.
It just
happened to just.
If 1 through 8 lost 3 games in a row, the Knicks would have been in the playoffs.
Oh my
That's how bad it's been.
Yeah, rub it in, rub.
Sorry. No, means to get all the Knicks fans.
All right.
Being that this is our 10th episode, we're doing a little bit of twist. We're giving back to the fans that support us past 10 episodes, and we're doing a little fan appreciation. And I've had a couple of fans email us to tell us their picks. So we're going to read a few picks, short show. We're going to get a few picks out the way. Richard from Bushwick got the Bulls over the Bucks in 6. What do you think about that?
Bulls over the Bucks in 6. Man. This is part of me want to say Bulls in 5. Part of me want to say Bulls maybe in 7, man. I just don't. Listen, the Milwaukee Bucks is not a team to be messing with.
Oh yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying?
No,
they got weapons.
They sure do.
So and they've been playing good.
They killed the Nets by 20 last.
They've been playing good. That big boy been playing good. What's his name? That long. You know how to say his name?
Giannis, the Greek Freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah,
he's coming out.
He's been playing.
He's been playing some ball.
Great.
That kid can ball, and
so you know what? I'm gonna go on the limb.
I think he will be up there with Anthony Davis in a couple of years.
Are you crazy?
I think he's that good.
You're crazy.
I think he's that good.
You're crazy.
He's Anthony 19. Davis, he's 19 years old.
No way.
He's just booming.
Anthony Davis.
I'm not saying
Anthony Davis can shoot from 20. He can shoot from the elbow. He could go.
But he can.
Paint.
But he
can
develop
your shot.
He can develop that.
Anthony Davis already has it.
He can. Okay.
And he's only going to get
better. I said that he can be in that same plateau. I didn't say that he can be as better.
No way.
He can be in that same plateau.
No way.
This kid's only 19 years old.
No way. No way.
He's only 19 years old. He can develop that.
Anthony Davis is how old? The same age.
He can develop that.
20 years old. Anthony Davis is right.
Yeah, 2021.
21, 20. Come on.
But he can develop that.
No.
He can develop that.
No way. Anywho's, I got.
Did Derrick Rose have a shot when he came in the league? Did Derrick Rose have a jump shot when he came in the league?
He had a decent shot.
No, it was awful. It was abysmal.
Decent.
It was abysmal.
It was decent.
It was awful. It wasn't even decent.
It ain't Payne from Orlando.
It's a word before. It's a word before decent. Yeah. It was horrible. Now he got a jump shot. We all know about his slash and attack, and you know if he gets back to that plateau, he could be back to Derrick Rose again. But he developed that stuff, and I think the Greek Freak can do that.
I got Chicago in 7 games. I'm going out on a limb right here saying it.
7 games.
Even though I'm not a Jason Kidd fan, but whatever. Who you got? The series.
I got. I'm gonna agree with Richard, and I'm gonna pick the Bulls in 6. I mean, Jason Kidd's doing a good job. Has done a tremendous job taking over a young team in the Bucks. But I think if Jimmy Butler, now everybody's going to say Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose, but I think this team in the playoffs will go as far as Jimmy Butler takes them. Jimmy Butler has had probably his best statistical season of his NBA career.
Great timing because he's a free agent after.
Yes. So he's been playing show me the money type ball. So the Bulls go as far as Jimmy Butler takes them, and this is including the series.
So, what's your prediction?
I got the Bulls.
You gonna agree? Awesome.
I got the Bulls.
Let's go to the Western Conference. You know,
Richard has the Spurs over the Clippers in 7.
The Spurs over the Clippers in 7.
Mm.
Oh, okay. This is another one of those. I'm a huge Chris Paul mark. That's my favorite player in the NBA. So it's hurting me to say this. Just because this is only because they have DeAndre Jordan, who's abysmal at the free throw line. And Popovich, he loves to send horrible shooters to the line. He will do the hack-a-shack method on DeAndre Jordan.
It's been working for many years, man.
Which makes me predict that the San Antonio Spurs are taking it in 6 games.
Okay, I got the Spurs taking it in 7. I think this is going to be a back and forth series, but ultimately, I think with the experience the Spurs got and the continuity that they got, Greg Popovich has been doing it for a while. He knows what to do. The Spurs are flourishing just at the right time. I think they were like 24 and 5 in their recent stretch, and they went from a 7 seed back in December all the way to almost making the 2 seed. So I mean, Spurs are flying right now. I mean, you can't argue aside of Golden State. They're one of the hottest teams in the West.
So let's go. I have an email from Miguel from New Jersey. Let's talk about He's saying about the Houston-Dallas matchup. 2-seed Houston, 7-seed Dallas. He got Dallas going in 7 games.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. Very out on the limb. But, you know, I'm gonna agree.
Really? Wow.
I'm gonna go with Dallas in 6 games.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Going out on a limb there.
I'm gonna go Rockets in 7. I think this is going to be a back and forth game. I think whoever wins, this is one of those series where whoever wins the first game is ultimately going to control the rest of the series going on. But I think ultimately this series will go 7 games. Because I just got that feeling that this is going to be one of those exciting, high-scoring series and a little bit of defense. And I think James Harden is ready to have one of those playoff push that Steph Curry had last year. And I think James Harden is going to be the most talked about player in the playoffs this year. And I think ultimately he's going to lift the Rockets to the next round, something that they haven't done in a couple of years. Tracy McGrady knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the Toronto and Washington series. Another one of the fans that emailed, Ryan from Bushwick, chose Toronto in 6 games over the Washington Wizards. I have Washington going over Toronto in 6 games. That's my prediction on that one. John Wall and Bradley Beal.
I got Washington.
I got Washington as well.
I just
John Wall and Bradley Beal, man.
I don't know if Mr. Lowry can tame Mr. Wall. John Wall is.
Oh, he's a.
John Wall was second to Chris Paul in assists. I mean, John Wall. You could argue that he had one of his best statistical years when it comes to the passing game this year, and I think they're ready to take that step plateau and advance in another series. I think this will go 7 games.
7 games. I got him going. I got him going in 6. I got Washington. It's gonna be a very tight series, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got Regina from the Bronx, who has the Grizzlies over the Blazers, 7 games.
Rip City.
Probably 2 of the most quietest teams in this playoffs that just.
You know, the thing is, okay, Portland got the finesse. They could, you know, you got Damian Lillard, you got LaMarcus Aldridge, you know, and then you got your role players. Then you go to Memphis, you got the hitters, heavy hitters. Zach Randolph, you know. Then you got your
Marcus Gasol.
Then you got Tony Allen, the lockdown defender.
Defense. Mike Conley, who's coming into his own this year.
So it's like, but you know what? I'm gonna go. Memphis is just too. They're nasty, man. They're nasty, and I'm gonna go with Memphis in 5 games.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with Regina in this one. I don't think it's going to be as close of a series where it will actually go to a game 7. I think the Grizzlies will. I'm not gonna go sweep. It may be a sweep, but I'm gonna go toss between a sweep and 5 games. I think the Grizzlies are gonna take this in 5 games. I think the injury to Wesley Matthews is gonna loom large.
Yes, 3 point. That's the gunner. That's the sharpshooter.
Not only that, I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge has not been healthy. I mean, tip your hat out to LaMarcus Aldridge, who's playing with a torn ligament in his thumb. He hasn't been healthy, so and he's got to go out there and contain with probably the best center in the league in Marcus Gasol. So I think ultimately the injuries are going to be too much for the Blazers to overcome, and I think the Grizzlies are just going to run right through them and expose that.
Well, those are our playoff predictions from us, and the fans that wrote in an email to the show, which greatly appreciated.
Thank you very much.
So let's go talk about the teams that got left out, man. You got your Oklahoma Cities, you got your Indianas, your Miamis, your Charlottes, your Phoenix. Which out of those teams, who do you see making a strong push next year in playoffs?
Well, you know what? I think OKC still has a year or two left, pending on the health of Kevin Durant. I mean, when you talk about foot injuries for a player of his caliber and his height, you know, we all know foot injuries are very, very delicate when it comes to the NBA. Yao Ming had to retire because of that.
Look at Penny.
And look at Penny. So, Russell Westbrook had a mind-blowing season. I mean, he was just a walking triple-double.
Listen, after the All-Star break, this guy just transformed into something different. And that All-Star game MVP, he proved why he deserved that All-Star game MVP. You know? So, I mean, I agree with you. I think, you know what? With getting Kevin Durant back, Russell Westbrook back,
right,
together on the court with Serge Ibaka. Listen, I think those healthy.
Yeah,
they top seed in the West, man.
Yeah,
how can you not? You know, how can you not think that? Cause you gotta remember, man. Russell Westbrook was injured a lot in the first half of the year,
right?
And they was playing without both Durant and Westbrook in the beginning of the year. That's why they got the record they got right now.
Right. I think at one moment, I believe, don't quote me, I believe they were around 10 and 21.
I don't remember that.
They were hard. They were hard.
They were bad. They were bad. Because
they were bad. But when you have two of the best players in the league out, you know, you're not gonna win games.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
people are gonna run you. And then Serge Ibaka missed a couple of games as well. So, you know, that's another side. You basically got the top three scorers out and then playing for playoffs. But shout out to Russell Westbrook, who basically did his best to do what he can to carry the team into the playoffs. It came down to the last day. So, shout out to Russell Westbrook. Well, all the best wishes to Kevin Durant. You know, you're a great talent, and we definitely need you back in that court.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't sleep on Phoenix, though. I think Jeff Hornacek is also doing a great job.
Yeah, but they running their cards out of there.
You got a lot of young players. I mean,
Phoenix is a team.
Phoenix can make noise. I'm not gonna push them high plateau and say
Phoenix,
2 or 3 seed.
Phoenix reminds me of they remind me of, I don't want to say Portland, but like under the radar. They got talent over there.
Yeah, they
it's like Portland.
I think in a couple of years, maybe even next year, I don't know. They got that 1996 Seattle Supersonics.
Feel to it. We'll see what happens. What about the MVP voting? What you think about that NBA MVP? Now that Russell's out of it because the team didn't make the playoffs. It's between two guys. It's between
two guys for quite some time.
Curry. You know what? I'm gonna say Harden. Why am I gonna pick Harden? Because he got the Houston Rockets to the number 2 seed by himself, basically, without Dwight Howard. Without Patrick Beverly. In a strong Western Conference. Case closed. No disrespect to Stephen Curry.
No, not at all.
Beast. But just the simple fact that Harden carried that team all the way to the number 2 seed, gotta give the boy props for that. You gotta show him love.
Harden had less to deal with than Curry had. I mean, at the end of the day, if Curry has a bad game for whatever reason, you got David Lee you can fall back on. You got Klay Thompson you can fall back on.
David Lee was atrocious.
Draymond Green can give you a couple of good games here and there. So, you know, they do have fallback options, whereas James Harden doesn't really have that much. But, you know, they got Howard back, so they're gonna look really good in the West. We'll see how far they go, but I definitely got James Harden and that MVP race. I won't knock out Russell Westbrook. I mean, it's hard. It's hard.
No way.
It's hard. He had 9 triple doubles.
His team is not in the playoffs. His team is not in the playoffs.
He had 9 triple doubles.
His team is not in the playoffs.
He will still
be in the voting. I'm not saying he won't.
I will put
but he won't take it.
No, I'm not saying he won't take it.
He don't deserve it.
I won't say he don't take it. But if you're asking me 2 and 3, I'm gonna have Westbrook 2 and Curry 3. That's just the way I'm looking at it. Russell Westbrook had an amazing second half. I mean, when's the last time you heard of anybody having 9 triple doubles?
Curry had an amazing year.
He had an amazing year, but you cannot ignore the second. Listen, writers and writers and reporters like us is gonna look at not what did you do for me back then, but what did you do for me lately. Second half.
Cannot ignore that. That's like, you cannot ignore 82 games in a year of sensational passing, scoring. This guy set the record for 3-point field goals this year.
Right?
And Westbrook, after the All-Star game, second half, he exploded. So you're going to compare 82 games of fantastic play, consistent play, to Westbrook's second half.
Again, it goes to what I was talking about with James Harden. The viewers and the reporters are going to look at it as what have they had with that team. Russell Westbrook did it without Kevin Durant.
Well,
a little bit without Serge Ibaka.
Look,
Curry had options to fall off on.
All in all,
it's going to be a hell of a race.
We know Westbrook ain't going to win it.
He's not going to win it.
He's not going to win it. It's going to come down to James Harden or Stephen Curry. I got James Harden going.
Players could determine.
You know.
Could determine it.
Nah, but the votes got to be in by before the playoff starts.
I got Harden, baby.
I got Harden, too. On that note, send us off, brother.
All right. That'll do a wrap for this show. We want to thank you guys. It's been a blessing doing 10 episodes.
Yes.
We hope to give you 10 more, 10 more, and 10 more after that. So, with that said, alongside the shooter, Jimmy Acevedo, I'm Eddie Castro. Well, thank you again. Shout outs to the emails we got for this week. Keep sending them in. Like, subscribe to the page. We look forward to hearing from you.
Share it too, you know.
That's it.
Share knowledge. You want to comment, disagree, please let us know. We trying to set up a phone line for the show. So
coming soon.
We're working for that. So hopefully you see a little telephone number right there in the bottom of the screen soon. Alright?
What else show would you want to watch during your lunch break? Come on.
Let's go, man. Anywho, thank you very much. We love you guys. Thanks for the support. Y'all been good, man. And we out here, man.
Stay friendly, y'all.
Yeah!